She straight up just said a whore's bath will only take you so far. Excalibur! It's even better the second time, bro. Now, I dropped some important piece of lore last week that I've never dropped on any video, and only 2 people mentioned it. I gave you specifics of what I'm packing, and I know what 7.78 does in terms of where it will line up to the belly button. I think he's packing a 12. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, she OD'd. She was staring into its soul. Shameless. Shameless. I mean, there's meat in the morning, there's meat in the afternoon. You are surrounded by thick meat. I'm serious, just pass the ball if you don't want the life, girl. Bro just said you're in my land, deal with my culture. And she's like, fuck your culture. She straight up just said a whore's bath will only take you so far. Well, there's beasts in this woods and stuff, right? There's like flying beasts, there could be stuff in the water. Oh my god, is that a Komodo dragon? He's like, ooh. I didn't realize they serve cake like this in the morning. Right? Because I think it's the same. Yeah, it's literally the same scars. Identical scars. So why is his voice different? I mean, if she is attracted to this face and we know what he's packing, she got it all. Do you think his beard just increased the depth of his voice? This show, I had high hopes before the season started, and it's only going up from here the same way it only goes up for him in the mornings. Now, those are some of my highlights. If you want to catch the full live reactions, head on over to the Patreon. But yeah, Barbarian's Bride, or the Warrior Princess, and Barbarian King. Honestly, I think Barbarian's Bride, which is like one of the names the show can go by. Now, the official licensors aren't using it. I think it's a cooler name. I think I'm going to roll with it. This show is great. The dynamic between these two is fantastic, but there's a very specific question I have. And I know I'm not crazy. I thought maybe I was mishearing. When he shaves his beard, his voice changes. It's not a drastic shift, but it was enough of a shift that when she saw him clean-shaven at the hot springs, at the waterfall, even I was like, huh. Like, I mean, facially, it's obviously him, but maybe it's his brother. Maybe it's a relative. If you really go scene by scene, if this is the gag that when his beard is shaved, his voice is slightly different, that is comedy gold. But it's really, really hilarious because we now know she's not a huge fan of facial hair, right? She's like, he's too rough. However, she was very clearly into his body. Not only did she fall in love at first stiffy, I mean, listen, yeah, she was shocked. Yeah, she was considering, did she have enough everything to handle it? But she was very much into it. She likes his body. It's been clear, but it's the face. The face card don't lie. Now, the only thing left, because she's not a shallow person, she's holding it together. But she can't deny her feelings. If he continues to show a good personality, he's gonna have her folded like a pretzel by dinner time. That's all I'm gonna say. It's super interesting, right? Because the opening makes it seem like there's gonna be a decent amount of action, which I wasn't necessarily expecting. Last week I said there's 2 ways to take it. It's just gonna be mostly slice of life kind of romance bonds with them, or it's gonna be that with also some action adventure spice. The opening does make it feel like there's gonna be more action and adventure, and there's a lot of really cool imagery that has my mind racing. I mean, a lot of these creatures we actually did see in this episode, but there's a lot of really interesting designs. And I made the comparison last week, and I've been making the comparison since I started talking about the show on the What Will I Watch and what show I think people should pay attention to. The show reminds me of Handyman Saito in Another World in terms of the visual. And now seeing kind of what they're going to do for the creature designs, yeah, this is like the sister to Handyman Saito. Yes, they're different design shows, but in terms of the structure and the visuals, it just feels like, oh my god, if you were to go to a family reunion for Handyman Saito, Barbarian Bride would be here, and I'm fucking sold. I think one of the most underrated things that people are not going to focus a lot on is actually the culture. It's super interesting, and I almost think there's a little element of social commentary here if you think about our own species and how we've treated different cultures. Oh, we're more advanced than them, we're more intelligent, we're more cultured because of what we do. But there's no denying that the barbarians are living a better life than her people, and her people, guarantee you, they think they are more civilized than the barbarians. Or in this case, we could almost consider them like the aboriginals of the world, right? So the fact that they have a much more steady supply of food, they have more beautiful scenery and imagery that they live around, and her people are starving, there's barely any water, but yet they are considered the uncivilized people. The fact that she's like, oh my god, this food is so great, it maybe, depending on what animal it is, maybe we can hunt them. And he's like, oh yeah, it's a dragon. The fuck you mean it's a dragon? Those things breathe fire. Yeah, some do. These ones, it's fine. It's just like hunting cattle. Why the fuck would you ever want to live in the civilized world when they are eating like kings and her people are basically stabbing each other just for a bone scrap, right? Like, look at the lush scenery. You just know damn well, too, her shitty-ass brother, who was like a misogynistic piece of shit, would be like, oh, you want to live in a hut? That's all you're good for. I guarantee you, this hut be knocking and a rocking more than he'll ever get. Because even with his pretty boy fucking status, ain't no one gonna fuck around with him. Also, we're eating better. Like, seriously, look at this world. The storm is like, because, you know, the one concern I have about living too close to beaches and stuff, and obviously people do it in our own world still, I do just generally wonder if they have to ever be concerned about potentially, like, waves destroying stuff or how bad things can get. Either way, the fact that we actually confirm that the barbarian culture is living better than her culture. The thing that's super confusing about where we can go with all this is that, well, at the end of the day, right, she cares about her people. She doesn't like the politics, but she likes the people. So, do we conquer? Do we conquer her land, put her on the throne? We have a merging and harmony? I don't know. Or do we just be the barbarian bride and help send food, make a agreement? I don't know. But there's a lot of fun comedy. I love the fact that she basically told the princess, hey, you smell like shit, you need to have a proper bath. A whore's bath will only take you so far. Beautiful. There was obviously the, why did she wake up naked in his bed, and why was he an early riser, if you catch my drift? Turns out, she overdosed. The knockout drug. Just fucking, it's just comedy gold, man. And I actually think the romance is gonna hit. I really like her dynamic in terms of her, like, blunt comedy. It's just really, really fun. I love that he's fine getting his face slapped. He's exactly where he wants to be. And it's actually consistent so far of the 2 episodes. He did mention how the reason he fell in love is he fell in love at first swing because she was strong. Says it right there. I actually think by episode maybe 4 at the latest, he's going to hand her a sword to go hunting with him. And she's going to be like, I'm a prisoner and you're giving me a weapon. What the fuck, right? Very, very fun. If I have one criticism, about this show. And it's something I'm consistent with. I don't like how her boobs be looking fake. They look like bowling ball implants. Disgusting. Either way, fantastic episode. I'm loving this one. I think the character writing is very tight, and honestly, I love the way it looks. Your thoughts down below, though. Make sure you drop a like, share, your support, subscribe, ring that bell, and of course, Patreon for live reactions live over there, and other exclusives, because I love to give those video shout outs to my patrons, because they're why I get to do these YouTube videos at all. Alright, so today we got So Logiki, Subject 3, Sarnik, Demon 69C, Attack Owl, Nebin, and we also have Bird Nest. So I appreciate the support. Please take care, and you all have a good one.